On a magnificent Monday afternoon. Greetings and salutations. Sister Teddy Bear, and welcome to Night Traxx Radio. And today's Indie Spotlight, gifted singer, songwriter, Charlie Pace. Lord have mercy. Debut album, Hear Me Out. So on behalf of Night Traxx Radio, it is my pleasure to welcome to the show, Charlie Pace. Princess, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm excited.
The feeling is mutual. You know what? I want to go directly to your music, because not just your music, but the whole vibe you get. You have a very seasoned soul. Like, you are definitely from a completely different era. And I was speaking to actually my program director when he first made me aware of you. And I had the opportunity to listen to your album. And I said, wait a minute. And when he told me exactly how old you were, I said, something's not right. And I said, I must be one of them 60s, never mind, trips.
I get that a lot.
I said, I must be going back to my time and my era of music, but you have a very old soul. And I wanted to ask you, as far as cultivating your songwriting and having the ability to express your feelings through your music, how important is it that you use that as a vehicle and as a muse to get people to better understand you as far as an artist?
It's everything I stand for. It's everything I am. Being a musician and using writing as my way to get through life, through the things I've experienced. There's a reason why I feel so seasoned,
Right.
because I've experienced a lot of life at a young age. And so putting it through a story and sharing it with other people is my entire purpose of being an artist. It's everything I love about being a musician. It connects us further together.
Without question, I've always expressed unity through music. And one of the things that I really caught in some of your live performances is that you expend so much of yourself, as far as showing so much of yourself. Do you find that somewhat therapeutic?
Yeah. Yes. No matter what I'm going through, if I get on a stage, it's instantly fine. It's almost like a different persona for me, but it's like me turned all the way up, and I get to just be exactly who I am, and I'm supposed to be entertaining. It's okay if you're embarrassing. It's okay if you make a misstep. It's all a part of the show. And so when I get on that stage, I just get to let go of everything that's going on in life. And it saves me every time. Saves my
Without
life.
question. Well, I mean, it definitely resonated in your music. And you started writing at such a very young age. And most people would, at that age, say, I'm still playing with Barbie dolls or the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu.
Yeah. I played with those too, but I remember making shows out of them. Or
right.
I think eventually I was like, I don't want to play with these Barbies anymore. I've got a notepad. Like, I tapped in long time ago.
Having those type of conversations, as far as through your music, does it give you a better introspective view on who you are as a person?
Yeah, I found myself through music and through writing. I feel like every song that I love, I experience in some form or way. And so I don't even know how to describe what I'm trying to describe. Like, that's it. You find yourself every single day the more you write. I think the reason for my vessel being here, or my soul being here, is so that way I can experience and grow within myself within music. It's like a spiritual path for me. And with each lyric, with each chord, I feel like I become more and more myself.
You know, every artist like yourself that I've had the pleasure of conversing with, they talk about music in a sense of almost being a savior, a safe haven, someone that entity that they can turn to where no one else understands. And I get a lot of that from your music. And I wanted to find, do you think there's times where it's easier for you to communicate through your music than a lot of times just basically sitting down and having a conversation and expressing your feelings?
Yeah. I have a really hard time communicating, especially with my story where I come from. I deal with a lot of issues that a lot of people don't quite understand. And so if I did not turn it into art or turn it into a song or make it like a lot of my music is from the same realm in my mind, and I've created this fictional world in my head. And a lot of people would think that's crazy. It's because it is, but it's because this is how I cope. Okay, this is how I cope. This is how we do it. It yeah, it's a huge part of I just nobody gets it, and it's all in my head. But it's okay because the people that do get it take it into their crazy world and they relate to it, and that's all that matters to me, you know?
Well, the whole album is incredible, but my favorite track that gives me more of a detailed introspective as far as who you are as an artist, The Look of Two Ghosts. And I wanted you to kind of expand on that a little bit as far as on that particular track from the new album.
That track is a really personal track. And there's a few of them on here that are extremely personal. We are going to get very up close and personal when I do describe this.
Okay.
Tissues out, like, but so The Looks of Two Ghosts is about my biological parents. I was adopted at a really young age because both of my parents died due to overdose. And I felt like I kept seeing parts of them, but I couldn't go and talk to them. You start growing up once you're adopted, because I was adopted at the age of 7, and I started growing up and realizing, I am a spitting image of these people, and I would walk around their family or whatever, and they'd be like, "You look just like them. I can't even look at you." And like, it would send people into tears. And so it felt like I was haunting everyone around me, in a way, because I am a spitting image of my mother and I am a spitting image of my father. So The Looks of Two Ghosts really helped me get, over that feeling, because it felt like it was my fault in a way. And The Looks of Two Ghosts helped me realize, as I was writing it, it's really sad if you look at it, that it was never my fault. And those people making me was for a purpose. It was for a reason.
Right.
There is a reason why I'm in this place now. And so The Looks of Two Ghosts really helped me grow past that loss at such a young age.
Right.
And honestly, that song has helped a lot more people than I thought it. I almost didn't even make the record because it was so, like, I thought people were going to get depressed by it. And it also relates back to the song Pity on that record, Pity and
Yes.
Women. Both of those songs. So Pity was about, so where I'm from, there's everybody who does drugs kind of walks around the streets late at night, and it's really scary. And I felt a lot of pity for those people because it was just like my mom. It was just like my dad. And then Women was about the story of how I was adopted. And so I wrapped it all together in The Looks of Two Ghosts. And you get the whole story. Because I started it with Juicebox, which is a single I released a really long time ago. But I started going to therapy. And I wrote Juicebox, and then I wrote Pity, and then I wrote The Looks of Two Ghosts. And I'm still writing about my mom and my dad, but without, it was like the bow on top of everything was The Looks of Two Ghosts for me.
Right. Do you, as far as performing a song, I know it's very therapeutic to you, but how does it make you feel when you have a person that, or a group of people, or just fans? I don't want to use the term fans, it sounds so generic. When you have somebody that really loves your music and really vibing with you, and they hear that particular song and they approach you after a performance and they tell you how therapeutic or how much that helped them because it's something that they're actually have experienced in their life. What does that do to you?
It does make me cry, honestly, because it helped me the same way. But if whoever listened to it, it helps them in a different way. Or it might help them in the same way. And that's like it just means everything to me because I put a lot of time trying to understand those feelings and putting them into a song. And that process going through that, it warms my heart when other people understand what that song means. But also it makes me really sad because I'm sorry that you know what that feels like. um it's rough. It's a rough feeling, but I'm really like when we connect over a song that I wrote, it makes everything worth it. All the pain, everything I've ever been through, like it makes it like that's the reason why it needed to happen. So that way we could connect through it.
The short period of time that I've had an opportunity to converse with you, it seems to me you function from a very organic place. You don't like to do anything that's contrived, anything we need to do.
No.
Everything is from an organic place. Does it somewhat come challenging for you because I can tell that you are a perfectionist and you like really pushing yourself? How hard does it become when you know, hey, I got to ease up on myself just a little bit?
It's tough because I am a perfectionist. Music is the first thing I think of when I wake up. It's the last thing I think of when I go to sleep.
Right.
I am so emotionally aware of myself too. So I beat myself down and it's so hard. I have to remember to take a pause. But it's worth it in my eyes. Like I don't know. I just like it's you find something that you love and that keeps you alive, it's a little easier to stay in love with it. You know what I mean?
Without
Really,
question. But I
yeah, for
know it
sure.
has to, being that, having that kind of personality, it's important to have people around you that truly care about you. And I wanted to ask you, how important has it been for you in this journey that you've had people around you to keep you grounded and knowing that they care about you as a person?
It's extremely important. I would like to shout out to my family, my momager, if you will, my dad. My mom, she used to take me out to the bars and she basically held my hand through my entire career and she got me up on those stages. But it makes you a little crazy. And sometimes I laugh out and you need somebody to anchor you down by your ankles and like hold you down to the ground because as much as I try to stay, you know, truthful and organic, sometimes you get your moments, whether it be ego, whether it be just burnout, but you always have to have somebody that taps you on your shoulder and goes, "Hey, chill. We're okay. Come here. Come here." And so that was definitely my mom, definitely my family. I love you.
You know what? I already know it can be very challenging for a mother daughter relationship, especially when two people are butting heads saying you should do it this way, that way, or mom, you don't, mom, I like this. Mom, you don't
Never.
understand. Yeah.
Imagine being like 14, not knowing who you are, and you're fighting with your mom over it. You're trying to make a branding for yourself, and she's like, "What are you doing? Why do you have orange hair? Are you okay?" Yes.
Well, you know what?
So
That's the, you know what? That's the beautiful thing about being a free spirit, a free
yeah,
spirit, and more importantly, a free thinker, because we have our own way of seeing things, of vision. The title of the album, Hear Me Out. What does Hear Me Out mean to Charlie Pace?
well, growing up, I didn't really feel like people listened to me because I was very much stuck out like a sore thumb. And there is a Paramore song where there is a line where she says, "Hear me out." And I was like, that's how I feel. I want people to hear me out. Like, I know that we come from different walks of life, but I want us to listen to each other. And that's the whole point of that song. Not song, but the name of the album. It's
Right.
literally like I just want us to come together and I want us to hear each other instead of constantly doing this. And so in a lot of those songs, it is about listening and being a community. So that's pretty much what Hear Me Out, why I chose that name for that.
I have listened to your album, I would say a total of maybe 7 times. And this is the vibe that I get, and you remind me so much of Joan Osborne. You really, truly do. Just listening to you, you really do. Now, being being an independent artist, I know there are obstacles as far as being in charge of your own career, which I think is wonderful. What would it take for Charlie Pace to sign with a major label? What are some of the things that you will do and some of the things that you refuse to do when it comes to your integrity and having complete creative control over your music?
One, I'm not a monkey. You can't just dance. Sorry. 2, I'm not writing a catchy pop song for no reason. 3, just let me be. Let the artist make the art. I don't like being forced into any box. I don't like having somebody be like, you need to be like this. No, you need to be like this. This is what's trending. Oh no. I just want, I don't know if I'm a label girl because I don't think that exists, does it? I'm not quite sure. But I just want to create. If you just give me the time and the space, I would make so much art. I love making. I promise I'd make, awesome stuff if they just let me. Like, just try.
I believe you. I definitely believe you. And for those who are tuning in late, shame on you. But the teddy bear does forgive you. We're being joined by the super talented Charlie Pace. And I got to ask you about this particular song called Please You. Tell the listeners out there about that particular song.
Definitely. So when I was writing this album, I think it was the ages through like 15 to 17. So there was quite a long time of me liking a bunch of music and not knowing what to do with it.
Okay.
Is a type of song that I was really inspired by, like Riot Girl music and punk. And so there's this band called Hole with Courtney Love, which people know is iconic front woman. Now, say what you will, there's some debatable parts of that woman, but that song, I'm writing about women's rights, okay?
Right.
I'm talking about how we were not created to please you, to please other people.
Right.
So it does get political, and I do. So it's hard to explain songs. So I have a whole, other side band called Cam, and we're a punk. And so this was a punk-based song, and I got a little fiery with it. I was really tired of women being shamed for using their bodies that they wanted to. And of course, I'm not going to get into the whole political situation I'm on. I'm just saying that women, it's an anthem for strong women everywhere. Be who you are, be bold, be brave. Don't let a single man tell you what to do with your body because it's yours. I mean it.
Am I speaking to Charlie Pace or Joan Jett? I'm trying to make sure.
I used to watch so many videos of Joan Jett. I swear.
She's a fantastic lady and a terrific musician. Musician. You know what? I appreciate and I truly love your transparency and your honesty. And family, be sure to get the new album, her debut album, of course. Hear Me Out is available on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. And for those who are feeling a little bit more adventurous, you can always head over to Amazon.com. And far be it for me to deprive so many people of some therapeutic rock music, of course, from the one and only Charlie Pace. Here we go. From her debut album, Hear Me Out, here on Traxx Radio. Lord have mercy, Charlie Pace.
You were
From her debut album, Hear Me Out Loud, family. Again, the album is available as we speak, but I got something even better for you. To have an opportunity to see this very super talented young lady do her thing on stage, be sure to go to her official website to get all her upcoming tour and performances and so forth and so forth. That's at Charlie Pace. Am I right? That's right. CharliePaceMusic.com. You can also connect with her on all of her social media websites. If you can hop in Doctor Who's time machine and go back 6 years, and you had an opportunity to hold a conversation with that younger version of Charlie Pace, what would be some of the things that you would say to her to get her prepared for this journey?
I'd say stop worrying. Don't listen to the metalhead elitist men that in your high school. You belong in rock music too. You do. Stay on your ground. But also let go of just wanting to be a punk rocker. You could do more than that. Open your mind. And yes, you will eventually have orange hair. Chill out. Stop making your mom freak out over that. What else could I say to her? That's about it. Just be who
That's
you are.
about it.
Just be who
I
you are.
love it. I love it. In the words of those great American poets, The Clash, should I stay or should I go? Lord,
Go down.
my queen, it was an honor having you on the show. This is your home away from home. Hopefully soon you'll come down to Houston and perform. We have a cornucopia of venues that would love to see. Matter of fact, I would love to see you perform in Austin and Austin city limits. I think you would tear it down. I really do.
I would love to do that sometime. Definitely for sure.
It will happen. Well, you know, whatever you need, don't hesitate to let us know, okay?
Okay.
Stay. Oh, my pleasure. Stay strong, remain positive, and rock on, my love. Yes, Lord. The super talented Charlie Bass here on Night Traxx Radio. Lord have mercy. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, allowing the teddy bear to help you tune out all the negativity. It was definitely a beautiful experience. And again, her debut album, Hear Me Out, is available as we speak on iTunes, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. It is there. It is essentially important that you make sure that we support these great, there's so many wonderful, super talented, independent artists. Make sure you do so. And speaking of super talented, won't you join the Teddy Bear tomorrow at 2:20 p.m. Eastern, 1:20 p.m. Central, and 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time as we welcome legendary guitarist, Mr. Steve Cropper will be joining us tomorrow. We'll be streaming on iHeartRadio. To get all the pertinent details and information, be sure to subscribe to our Facebook page. That's at Night Traxx Radio with 2 X's. Also, if you want to hear the audio portion of this interview, you can always go to iHeartRadio. That's at Night Traxx Radio, and also on YouTube. We're on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's at youtube.com/Night Traxx Radio Podcast. Also follow us on TikTok as well as Instagram, and the artist formerly known as Twitter X. That's at Night Traxx Radio with 2 X's. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and allowing me to breathe the fresh of soulful music. And again, tomorrow, streaming exclusively on iHeartRadio, the legendary Mr. Steve Cropper, new album out called Friendly Town, featuring Billy F. Gibbons from ZZ Top, the legendary Brian May from Queen. It's a wonderful album, so we can't wait for you to join us tomorrow. But as in always, without you, there's definitely no Teddy Bear and no Night Traxx Radio. And as in always, keep it soulful here on Night Traxx Radio. God bless and keep it soulful.